I hate horseback riding. To me, there's nothing worse than sitting on a giant animal while it takes you wherever it wants to go. And it's boring, it's tedious. But whenever I say this to someone, whether they're a horseback professional or a common hobbyist, they don't tell me to try harder. They tell me that, oh, everyone loves horseback riding. I just need to do it more. But this isn't really about how I don't like riding horses or how I converse with horse people. Because whenever I say that I don't like to meditate, I am met with these reactions constantly. That I'm not doing it right, I need to sit differently, I'm not breathing correctly. And everyone in here knows what mindfulness is, right? We have the mindful moment room literally right across the hall, and we even have yoga as a gym elective, which a lot of us take. And for anyone that doesn't know, mindfulness is about clearing your mind of thoughts and not obsessing over anything, to truly be in the moment. And this can be achieved through exercise, breathing techniques, and of course, meditation. For an incredible amount of people, it really works. It's everywhere. But I don't happen to be one of those people. Because when I was in middle school and early high school, I was dealing with very extreme academic pressure, as well as a grab bag variety of mental health issues. So from school counselors to therapists to teachers, they all recommended to me mindfulness, as if it would rip me out of a severe depression or stop my never-ending panic attacks in the school bathroom, as if it would remove my need to get a 100 on every single assignment, as if it would give me friends, as if. So of course I tried it. They made it sound that good. And of course, the first few times I didn't do it right, like everyone said to do it, but then when I learned how to sit up straight and how to breathe correctly and how to try to completely empty my mind of thoughts, something felt wrong. Because every breath that I took felt worse and worse. It felt like there was a weight on my chest until I just forgot how to breathe. And of course, thinking about how you can't breathe doesn't really make it any better. So trying to clear these anxious thoughts by letting them just pass by, not paying much attention to them, only made more anxious thoughts appear, so the entire thing snowballed into a tangle of shaky breaths and nerves. And that's why it doesn't work. Because I'm so aware of everything happening around me. Right now, I can even feel my clothes touching my skin, the temperature of the room, and sometimes I can even feel the makeup on my skin. So being more aware just makes everything that much more horribly overstimulating whenever I try to meditate or be mindful and be in the moment. And I think it's just about how your brain is wired. Some people, when they meditate, their minds are quiet and clear. But mine just happens to be so especially loud. So I'll give everyone an example of what my brain decides to sound like whenever I try to sit down and meditate. I'm going to go in the back of the room, and everyone can sit up straight and take a couple deep breaths. Okay, close your eyes and really focus on truly being in the moment. Give me a second. Hey, look over here. Look over here. Did you lock your house this morning? Did you lock your house this morning? I think you might have left the stove on. I think you might have left the stove on, or you left your house unlocked, and now your house is going to burn down. Isn't that terrible? It's awful. And I know that lots of us have experienced that kind of overthinking, especially in this day and age with all technology and all the things happening. It's awful. That's just how my brain sounds. I know that people who meditate, their minds just have to be a little bit more silent than that. I know it took them a long time to get there, to get to that point of peace and being mindful. But I think it's just the same as how some people like the color red and some people like the color blue. It's just how your brain is wired. There was even a study done on a group of college kids that shows the true difference of how some people can be mindful and some people can't. While being mindful and meditating, these students' thoughts were recorded. It was noted that some students were, quote, judgmentally observant. And students with this judgmental quality, without being conscious of their thoughts being judgmental, were reported to have higher rates of depression and anxiety while they were actively paying attention to their thoughts and emotions. And that's just how it is. So being this judgmental, even when you try meditation over and over again, as is recommended by therapists, even when it doesn't feel productive the first time, you want to make these thoughts worse. Even obsessive, if you have this judgmental quality like I do and like how so many other people do. So you can't just try it over and over. I know one of the most important things that I'm going to say is that I know how important it is to so many people. I know how it works, and it's changed lives over and over again. Because if it works for one particular person, that's amazing. Any kind of therapy that works for one particular person should be continued, obviously. It's been claimed that mindfulness can fix depression, anxiety, relationship issues, and even eating disorders. So removing meditation and mindfulness from the mental health world is not the solution altogether. There really is no solution, because you need to keep trying. When one thing doesn't work, you need to keep trying, and not trying again, over and over again, not trying to meditate when it doesn't work, trying new things and trying as many as you can. There really is a solution for everyone, so when mindfulness and meditation don't work for you, it doesn't have to be the end of your journey to mental and emotional stability. And now, I know I talked a lot about what didn't work for me, because there is a lot. There's a lot that I've tried that really did not work. But the one thing that's ever truly helped me in my entire life is art. Because whenever anger and sadness and nervousness would bubble up, I would dig my pens and my pencils into scraps of notebook paper, math homework, English workbooks, and I filled sketchbooks with drawings of strange planets that had purple skies and aliens that had 3 eyes and venomous teeth. And through this, I found something that I could so desperately cling on to that would prevent my spiral into despair, something that was my own. And so I tried every single medium. I've done painting, drawing, photography, film photography, sculpture, and even printmaking. Things that I never even considered. And that is what truly saved me. And that's my version of being mindful. That's my version of meditating, is being locked in the art room during lunch and creating whatever I want. So there's not really a definition to mindfulness, is what I've discovered. And whenever someone tries to tell you that you're not doing it right, they're always wrong. I know it's not good to live in your head. That's actually the exact opposite of what mindfulness is. Mindfulness, you're supposed to pay attention. You're supposed to be in the moment. So living in your head like I did in all the worlds that I've created and the fake scenarios isn't exactly considered good. But then when the room is too loud and the lights are too bright and it feels like you can't breathe, sometimes it's the only way out. Creating art wasn't recommended to me by a therapist or a school counselor. I had to find it all by myself, which is exactly the problem that has been created by this idolization of the great mindfulness. We just need a bigger toolbox. We don't need to throw away the tools we already have. We need to find a couple new ones. And to this toolbox, we need to add things like dancing, hiking, drawing, and of course, horseback riding. Because mindfulness can mean anything to anyone. It doesn't have one specific definition. You don't have to sit up straight. You don't have to pay attention to your breathing. Anything. Because mindfulness is so helpful, but in a world that's almost burning down before our very eyes, it's not the only answer. So when it doesn't work, sometimes you can cause even more problems, and you can find other solutions. There's a solution out there for everyone. Every single person can find something that will truly help them, just like how I found drawing and creating. Because not everyone can sit still and meditate or go get on a horse. Thank you.